We begin this wicked story of betrayal with scenes of the Justice League, who have been tracking the activities of the elusive Royal Flush Gang, who have mysteriously broken into highly secured places without alerting authorities on several occasions. Batman finally finds the device that allows the criminals to pass through solid objects the group has been using. He walks in on a robbery in progress of a diamond vault and calls in reinforcement from the Justice League. Jack keeps watch as the Royal Flush Gang hauls in a big score and finds Batman lurking. Batman buys them enough time for the rest of the Justice League to arrive. When Ace is about to drop the vault doors on Batman, Green Lantern stops it and throws him against the wall. He then pursues 10, trying to escape on a flying card while Superman handles Ace himself. Wonder Woman chases after Queen while Martian Manhunter goes after King. Flash and Batman work together to handle Jack, who cornered himself in the vault room, shooting lasers at everything in front of him. While Batman keeps Jack preoccupied in front of him, Flash phases through the wall and knocks him out. Green Lantern uses pinpoint accuracy to knock out 10's flying card, and she falls into a cage of Lantern's making. Superman uses his overwhelming strength to break Ace and tear the cyborg apart, while Wonder Woman uses her lasso to restrain Queen. King manages to break free from Martian Manhunter using his handheld plasma generator to electrocute him, but he immediately gets knocked out by Cyborg, who is waiting outside for him. It turns out that Batman called in Cyborg to help with the case, given that the villains were using extra-dimensional tech and Cyborg is the foremost expert in the field. Cyborg suspects somebody is supplying them with the tech, given that they are not highly skilled enough to create such a sophisticated device. They tried to interrogate the members of the Royal Flush Gang, but they came up empty. Cyborg explains that he needs time to sort the data on the hard drive from the device to find clues as to who made them. Unsatisfied with the results, Batman returns to the Batcave to continue working when Alfred Pennyworth, his butler, insists he gets medical attention first and some rest. While Batman and Alfred return to Wayne Manor, Mirror Master materializes in the Batmobile through the car's rear-view mirror. He then uses a mysterious device to steal all his secured data on the Batcomputer. Bane follows a tracker sent to him by a mysterious host somewhere in the Louisiana swamp. Out of nowhere, a crocodile pounces at him and drags him under. Bane uses his powers to break free and easily snaps the reptile's neck. Bane is later greeted by fellow villains Star Sapphire, Metallo, Maleficac, and Cheetah. While getting acquainted, a building surfaces from under the swamp. The host welcomes them to the Hall of Doom and introduces himself as Vandal Savage. It turns out that they were all invited and lured in by money. Vandal explains that they were handpicked after having a personal vendetta against a member of the Justice League. He claims he has a vision for a new world and wishes to take out the Justice League, which stands in his way. Although reluctant at first, Vandal convinces them to join his cause after their long history of failing to kill members of the League on multiple occasions. Mirror Master vetted him, and he offered them a foolproof plan of getting a victory. To sweeten the deal, he offers them an additional $100 million for each Justice League member they manage to take out. Star Sapphire grows suspicious at how Vandal would flaunt that much money. Vandal explains that he is quite old, as implied by Maleficac, to which he has spent 50,000 years amassing a vast fortune. Vandal hints at an ulterior agenda aside from taking out the Justice League, which could be monumentally beneficial for them in the future should they continue working with him. They are officially welcome to being members of the Legion of Doom, dedicated to defeating the Justice League and for world domination. At the Batcave, Alfred alerts Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, of the desecrated graves of his parents and their missing corpses. Furious and overtaken by his rage, Bruce gets caught off guard, and Bane sucker punches him. He beats him up to near death before burying Bruce alive in his parents' coffins. Meanwhile, John Jones, aka Martian Manhunter, meets a friend who surprises him on his birthday. Everyone is friendly to him at the bar when a mysterious woman buys him a drink out of nowhere. He approaches the woman and thanks her for the warm gesture when he later realizes it is Malefaak in disguise. She admits that the drink is laced with magnesium, a chemical that has an odd effect on Martian biology, which could also be considered poison to Martians. Magnesium won't kill him, but his body will continue to sweat them out of his pores, which, when ignited, continually fuel the flames. John cannot retain his disguise and reverts to his original form, when Malefaak sets him on fire and constantly burns, never extinguishing even with water. Barry Allen, aka The Flash, receives word that the Mirror Master is robbing the new maglev train from Keystone City. Flash quickly heads to the train and frees the guards who are tied up. They explain that the Mirror Master plans on stealing old cash they were transporting to the Federal Reserve to be taken out of circulation and changed for new bills. When Flash confronts Mirror Master, he struggles to find the real one, as most of the ones on the trains are holograms. When he reaches the final train, he finds Mirror Master taking an elderly woman hostage inside a glass cage. He explains that Flash needs to use his super speed to save the elderly woman. When Flash tried to use his super speed to open the vault, he got strapped with a bomb bolted to his wrist. Mirror Master explains that the bomb explodes if he tries to remove it if he remains still for 60 seconds, or slows down after running. Green Lantern responds to a call where an unknown number of heavily armed militiamen have taken over a salt mine. They call themselves the Identity Brotherhood and have taken several workers hostage. He ventured deeper into the mine after the workers claimed that one of the company's bookkeepers was also taken hostage. When Green Lantern corners one of the armed men with a woman hostage, he tries to reason with him. Instead of surrendering himself, he blows himself up along with the hostage. After being affected by Scarecrow's fear gas, Green Lantern was driven with too much guilt over failing to save her despite the power he wields, that he renounces his ring as he reverts to a regular human, resigning himself to his fate in a collapsing mine. Wonder Woman is lured to the ports by Cheetah, who challenges her to a one-on-one. Although Wonder Woman fended most of her attacks, Cheetah got one hit. It turns out that her claws were laced with nanites, which attack Wonder Woman's visual and auditory centers to make her see everyone looks like Cheetah. She starts attacking random civilians and even police officers who try to calm her down. Knowing Wonder Woman will never quit a fight, she will continue fighting until she dies from a stress-induced heart attack or a brain aneurysm. Clark Kent, aka Superman, receives word from Daily Planet reporter Lois Lane that Henry Ackerson, a disallowed White House reporter, is about to jump off the top of a building. Superman immediately flew over to reason with Henry. After telling a sob story of how life has been unfair and cruel to him, he suddenly shoots Superman with a kryptonite bullet. When that isn't enough to push him on edge, Henry is revealed to be Metallo in disguise, who opens his kryptonite heart to weaken Superman as he plunges off the side of the building. With the Justice League members on the verge of death or incapacitated, the League of Doom celebrates their victory. Later, Vandal reveals a larger scheme he had planned, which he callously describes as genocidal. He explains that he plans on killing half of the world's population. He later revealed to them that he was born 80,000 years ago and is living on what is now the island of Sumatra. One night, they witness a meteor shower, but with their primitive minds back then, they could only surmise as stars falling from the sky. One of those meteors fell to Earth, near a valley where he lived. While others ran, he was drawn to it and decided to sleep beside it, feeling its warmth. When he woke up the next day, he was forever changed. The radiation from the meteor evolved him into a super intellectual creature, and he later discovered his immortality. He even challenged Cheetah to test his claims of immortality when she slit his throat. Vandal got back up, where his wounds immediately recovered. He claims that the surviving population will look up to a leader who offers them food, comfort, and order. He then offers them a chance at becoming warlords in this new world and dominion over as much of what remains of the planet. When asked how he plans on ridding half of the world's population, Vandal showed them a specially crafted nuclear missile. Cyborg later arrives at the park after hearing about police officers attacking Wonder Woman. The police officer in charge explains that Wonder Woman was first fighting Cheetah when she suddenly went berserk and attacked everyone. They managed to get the civilians out and sealed off the park, but they struggled to restrain Wonder Woman. Cyborg later realizes that she has nanomachines on her brainstem, making her hallucinate and see everyone as Cheetah. Cyborg managed to free Wonder Woman from the hallucination with a sonic attack using the frequency that neutralizes the nanites. Meanwhile, Bruce, trapped in a coffin with his parents, made him determined more than ever to break free. While trying to figure out how Bane got the upper hand on him, Alfred informs him of the grave news of Superman being shot. He later realizes that the Justice League is under attack using the contingency plans he had stored on his computer. He then asks Flash to vibrate and phase through an iceberg to break free from the bomb bolted to his wrist. Wonder Woman dives into the water to inject Martian Manhunter with aluminum oxide to counteract the magnesium he is overly secreting. Batman then goes to find Hal Jordan, aka Green Lantern, and explains that what happened was not his fault, and that the so-called corpses were just android bodies to make him feel guilty over their deaths. Using a piece of kryptonite, Martian Manhunter digs out the kryptonite bullet in Superman's body. The Justice League later returned to the Watchtower to discuss what happened. Batman admits that the plan used to take them out where his contingency plans took into account their weaknesses. He claims that he had created those plans to neutralize the Justice League should the need become necessary. He explains that members of the Justice League are too powerful even on their own, and, in retrospect, could also be the most dangerous on the planet. Batman is confident that when his data got stolen, he also had a contingency plan to find the location of who stole the data. At the Hall of Doom, Vandal explains how the nuclear missile would kill half of the world's population. He explains that the missile will trigger a solar flare that will propagate at light speed along the magnetic trail left by the missile to utterly destroy the sunward-facing side of the Earth and everything on it. Out of nowhere, Martian Manhunter appears before them along with the rest of the Justice League. The Justice League faced their rivals. Cyborg managed to stop the missile's auto-launching sequence, but Vandal overwrote the system and launched it manually after he took out Cyborg. Wonder Woman restrained and knocked out Vandal with Cyborg's help. Although they defeated the League of Doom, they failed to prevent the rocket from launching. Superman flew to stop the missile en route when one of the warheads reached the sun and triggered a solar flare. Green Lantern tries to buy them time by creating a massive shield to slow the solar flare. Cyborg discovers they could use the intangibility tech that the Royal Flush Gang used to let the flare pass through Earth. Cyborg reveals that the entire Hall of Doom acts as an intangibility device operated by the Watchtower would give them the power they need to make the Earth as a whole intangible and let the solar flare harmlessly pass through, saving Earth and everyone in it. Later at the Justice League Watchtower, Superman informs them that Vandal Savage has been tried in the World Court, found guilty of crimes against humanity, and sentenced to life imprisonment. They also welcomed Cyborg to be the newest member of the Justice League. They later decide whether Batman should stay with the Justice League after a breach of their trust leads to them being attacked, to which Batman claims he would do it again if given a chance. He firmly believes that the Justice League is far too powerful of a group not to have a failsafe in place against any possible misuse of its power. Batman walks away, but not before criticizing them for not seeing the potential danger of an out-of-control member of the Justice League. Superman later confronts Batman about his contingency plan when he goes out of control, and responds that the Justice League is his plan. With his trust forever assured in Batman, Superman hands him the kryptonite bullet that was used on him, entrusting him to be the one person he trusted to stop him and keep the planet safe if ever the League does go over to the other side. The end! What did you think about the movie? Do you think Batman was in the wrong for this? And please check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.